theme of today was relationships and relationships that aren't necessarily good for us. So let's talk about relationships. Hi everyone, Nick here for another love chat today. And today's topic, I'm sitting here drinking my tea. Had a really busy day of seeing clients. And the common theme of today was relationships and relationships that aren't necessarily good for us. So let's talk about relationships. And I'm going to share some of the things that I've learned in breakups and heartache and, doing it wrong. Because I feel like you need to say what it is. Because I had to do that today. And so let's get right into this. I think for me, the most important thing that I've learned from a relationship is that you have to tell your partner what you need. They just can't read your mind, and you have to get over the fact or the reality of thinking that by you being with them, and if they really loved you and knew you, they would be able to tell what's important to you. That's just not a fact. It's not a fact. If you never tell your partner what you need from the beginning, they're not going to figure it out on their own. Or if you allow them to figure it out on their own, you leave them to figure it out on their own. And what they figure out is what you will get. So tell them what you need. Tell your partner what it needs, what you need rather. And be as specific as possible. If you are with someone and you tell them what you need and they do not hear them, then you need to reevaluate that relationship. Or if you tell them what you need and they complain about you sharing what you need to reevaluate that relationship. One of the most interesting things that I've learned is the simple reality, the fact that you deserve to be proud of your accomplishments. If you're in a relationship with someone who doesn't get as excited, if not more excited about your accomplishments, that's not a healthy relationship. I've been in relationships where I have kind of downplayed things that I've been proud of or good things that have happened to me because I didn't want to outshine them or make them feel some kind of way about themselves. And it goes back to being sure that you're in a relationship with someone who is on the same level as you. Relationships are give and take, and when they're one-sided, it's not a healthy relationship. So you deserve to be fulfilled and proud of the accomplishments that you make throughout your life while you are in a partnership, whatever that looks like for you. You deserve to feel proud of those accomplishments. So this is one that I know that I've struggled with. This is going to be kind of like a two-parter. So the first one is that you should never stay because you are afraid of, you don't want to break their heart. And I simply say that, what about yours? What about your heart? Think about how when you allow yourself to stay in a relationship with someone because you don't want to break their heart, you sacrifice your own heart in some capacity. So therefore, you're not showing up in a healthy way for your partner, essentially, if you want to look at it from that standpoint. So I hear people say this all the time, like, I don't want to break their heart. Like, that's the last thing I want to do. What about your heart? Like, your heart matters a lot, just as much as theirs. And quite honestly, your heart matters more than theirs do, because your heart is your life force. Without your heart, you will not exist. You will not be here living your life. So what about your heart? Put your heart and its needs before someone else. And I promise, when you put your heart first and you lead from your heart space, you will do things that are not malicious, without the intentions of hurting someone else. And look, I get it. Breakups can be really hard. Breakups can cause discomfort. It's called a breakup. It's breaking up with someone. And through that process, it can mean hurting someone. And sometimes, a lot of times, that's not our intentions. And a lot of times, everyone gets hurt in the process. And this leads into my next point. And it's simply that it's okay to not be okay, and to mourn the end of a relationship. And that it's okay that at the beginning of that relationship that you thought you wanted, and you have come to the realization that it is no longer what you do. And it's okay to realize and to learn that you took a chance, and now you can say that it did not work for you, and or it's not for me. I have that knowledge now. And I think this is an important one. It's a really, really important one. This is one that I learned in my previous relationship ending. And quite honestly, it broke my heart that I was told that I was heartless, and that I must not have cared about them, or I would not have walked away from that relationship. And I say that to say this: it's a process. It's a process, and it's an ending of a relationship. And when you end something that you have been a part of, that has been a part of your life in some way, it had some significance at one time, and it's okay to realize that going through it, that it no longer aligns with who you are, because every day we're growing and learning more about who we are and what we like and what we don't like, and we're forced to really truly fine-tune our core values and to honor those. If you're truly focused on living your best life, that's what you do. You go through this self-evaluation process every day. And through that process, there's moments that you will go through that will force you to look at the relationships that you are in and that are around you, and truly evaluate whether they serve you in the way that makes you happy, in a way that when you lay your head down at night, you're at peace with every single area and relationship in your life. That's why it's important to evaluate relationships and be kind to yourself when you come to the realization that it no longer serves you, that it no longer makes you happy, and you deserve to be happy. Like I said earlier, one of the reasons that a lot of people stay in relationships is they're afraid of breaking someone's heart. Well, again, what about your heart? Think about your heart. Put your heart's needs before anyone else. And I promise you, when you do that, you will always require yourself to show up for yourself in a way that you will be happy at the end of the day. And if you're going through a breakup, I know it's hard. It's really, really hard because you've been with this person, you've shared your life with this person, and it's a process of mourning the end of that relationship. And it's important to honor it, to truly honor it in the way that aligns and works for you, outside of the other person, aligns for you. You have to go through it. You have to go through it. And once you go through it, you start to realize the lessons from that relationship in terms of what you will not take into the next one. Remember, everything is a lesson. It's just up to us to allow ourselves to take it in. Because one thing that I've learned is that you will keep getting the lesson until you learn it. It will always be there. It will never go away, and it shows up in different ways. You will always get the lesson until you learn it. And lessons never stop. I'm gonna have my tea. Bye.